Hey guys, what's up? It's Brittany here with Midwest Performance, and today we are talking to Angelica about how to lose your excuses and find your results.
We're Midwest Performance. We're on a mission to empower women around the world to take action and work hard to make a physical impact in their lives. In this very saturated fitness industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests to the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the Coffee with MP show.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Brittany here with Miss Angelica. Like I said in the intro, we're talking today with Angelica about how she's really lost all of her excuses and truly found her results here at MP, how that's not only bled into her own personal life, but into her family as well. So welcome to the show, Angelica. We're super excited to have you. First, just go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. Actually, it's going to be 2 years that I started my journey in January, and I started working out with a trainer at work. I lost 20 pounds, and then I just got stuck like everyone else. So one day I was just browsing through the website and I saw the MP announcement, and I just thought, oh, maybe that could help me, give me like a little boost to continue losing weight. And ever since then, I'm here from like a size 16, 18 in dress. Now I'm wearing a size 6 or
That's
8.
amazing. That's so cool.
So yeah,
That's
I
exciting.
have lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think the cool thing about Angelica is she doesn't quit. She's not a quitter. She doesn't make excuses for herself. You know, and that came before even MP. You were working with the trainer. You had lost 20 pounds on your own. So you had done a lot of the hard work on your own already, but you hit a wall. And a lot of times, I think you can agree with me, when women hit walls, they tend to just stop and give up. And then all of a sudden the weight just comes back on. Not for you. You were like, okay, what's the next thing? How can I take the next step? How can I get better? How can I get more results? How can I reach my goal? And I think that's just a testament to you and your hard work and your dedication to not only yourself and your own personal fitness journey, but setting an example for your children as well. So I want to talk a little bit about your family and how that's your journey has kind of bled into your family lifestyle and how they have embraced that lifestyle as well. So was that a hard transition to make with your family? Like them maybe not having a healthy lifestyle and you being like, okay, this is how we're going to start eating. This is how we're going to start working out, things like that. Was that hard for them to adjust?
No, it wasn't hard. Actually, I started making modifications very slowly since I was expecting Yasleen. Yasleen is 21 years old. And ever since then, I've been working out, but I wasn't watching what I was eating. I wasn't watching my portions. And when I started 2 years ago, I decided to try it and see what could help me lose weight, because I have tried so many things. And there were times that I thought I was happy, but I'm happier now because I feel motivated. I can do a lot of more things, obviously. And I get a lot of compliments. It makes me feel really good. It's not that I wasn't fitting in. I was happy, but like I said, I'm happier now. I'm better in the professional level. I'm better with my family. I can do more things. So that's a good feeling. And I don't understand why I waited until this stage of my life, because actually I'm gonna be 48.
And you don't, and you're probably in better shape now than you were at 38. Would you agree?
Yes. Yes. So I started making drastic changes for my meals, but later on I started implementing the changes little by little to the entire dinner, breakfast, or anything that I was cooking, because I didn't think that it was just fair to apply it for one person and Yasleen than for everyone else. Actually, my husband always had high cholesterol, and now everything was normal.
That's awesome.
Yes. Yasleen, same. She had high cholesterol along with other things that she has always struggled with. And now from a size 18, I think she's starting to fit to like a size 10,
That's
12.
so awesome.
And she comes here, and I have applied also the rigid diet, and she has made a lot of drastic changes, and it hasn't been hard for her. She has adjusted well, and I think she likes the results, but doesn't like to show it. And that's just her.
Yep.
But I like to be told.
Yeah. You're like, it's like, tell me how good I look because
Yes.
I feel good. But you put in the hard work, so you deserve the recognition. What
Right.
about your son? We met him. I've met him a couple of times, and he's quite a spunky little boy.
Yes.
How has he reacted to this change in your family?
It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy.
He's younger,
right?
correct?
He's only 11.
Okay.
Well, he's about to be 12.
Okay.
In a week.
Okay.
And it hasn't been easy. I don't buy any pastries. I don't buy any candies. I don't know what I'm gonna do for Halloween. I'm gonna have to kind of take them away. If I just want to be firm, then I think I'm just gonna have to take them away and just maybe allow him maybe a couple of pieces.
Right.
I don't buy bread. I cut down on the flours. I cut down on a lot of things, a lot of greasy meals. I don't allow him to have fries. Every now and then I'll let him have 2, 3, but that's it. And I take him with me when I go walking. I jog so that he can keep up with me. But I struggle.
Yeah.
I struggle. He moans, but he looks forward to it now. It's a lot
It's
of
a
work.
test, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yep.
It's quite of a challenge.
Yeah, but I think that at the end of the day, you're really focusing on their overall health now because you don't want them to get to a point where it's almost out of control and you wish you would have done something sooner. So I think that, and involving your entire family makes it that much almost sometimes easier for you because you don't feel like, I think the biggest thing that I hear from women coming in is, oh, I have to cook for myself and then to cook something different for my family. You totally got rid of that excuse. You're like, no, everybody in my household is gonna eat what I eat because we're all gonna do this together as a family. We're all gonna be healthier as a family. And I think that that's an excuse that you got rid of. That's a very common excuse that women use is that, oh, I don't wanna have to meal prep. I don't wanna have to cook for more than myself, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, for you were just like, this is how we're going to eat. As a family, this is what we're eating. And if I'm the one cooking in the kitchen, then this is what you're going to get. And if you don't like it, that's too bad. But I'm just looking out for your overall health. So that's one excuse I think you kind of were just like out the door. The next excuse I want to talk about is you're busy. You have a job. You have a family to take care of. You have kids. But you still make it here 5, almost sometimes 6 times a week. And you still do stuff on the outside of here too. How did you get rid of the excuse of I don't have enough time in my schedule?
Well, I always find strategies on how I can use my time more wisely because there isn't an excuse. I had every single excuse that is out there. I had it. I have thyroid problems. That's not an excuse because even though I have the type of thyroid that it makes me gain weight, it's very difficult for me to lose the weight. I was able to lose it.
Right.
Basically, you have to stop eating garbage. And it's not easy. Every now and then I fall off and I go back on track, like you say. And I mean,
you just make the time.
Yeah, I just make the time. I prepare my meals. I cut up my things so that when I go home, I don't have to cut up my vegetables or I have my meat already marinated. I take out my meat in the morning and then it's ready so that when I go home, I can make my dinner quicker. Yes, and still make time to come here.
I think that it's all about, like you said, finding strategies to use your time more wisely. Right. When you're at home on a Sunday afternoon and you're sitting on the couch with your family, you're probably in the kitchen, maybe spending an hour to 90 minutes max, probably just cutting up your vegetables, cutting up your meats, getting everything prepped. You're not spending an entire day doing that stuff. You're maybe spending a couple hours doing it on a Sunday, but you're finding the time to do it because a couple hours on a Sunday when you're not busy can make up for a couple hours that you could be working out during the week. Right. So that's an excuse, again, that you've gotten rid of. But again, to your fact is that you just find strategies. You find ways around that. You don't allow yourself to make that excuse. Because like you said, you've had those excuses before. You've had them for a long time and they only got you to a point where you weren't happy with yourself. Right. But it was when you got rid of that stuff, now you're really happy. You're getting the compliments. You're feeling better about yourself at 48 and you're getting your family healthy at the same time too. So maybe share with the audience a few, what are some quick things that you like to prep? What are some quick meals that you like to prep?
Well,
You had chicken the other day.
Right, I made, I make my son, instead of buying him chicken nuggets, I make him chicken tenders.
Okay.
And I know for sure what I'm feeding him. And so I negotiate what vegetables he likes. So sometimes, even though if it's not on sale, I was like, oh, let me just buy it. So I cut up broccoli, I cut up string beans. There's Yeslin only likes string beans. Omar only likes broccoli. So I have to kind of accommodate what they like, just so that they can get those vegetables in. And like I said, I try to negotiate so that Omar can eat, Yeslin can eat, and the
everybody's
other ones,
happy.
Yes.
Yep.
But yeah.
You do chicken. You do a lot of chicken. Do you do any beef during the week at all, or like pork or turkey or anything like that?
I cook a lot of fish.
You cook a lot of fish. Okay.
A lot of fish. My son likes fish. My husband likes meat, red meats. I like more chicken, so I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you kind of try to accommodate everybody.
But I try to cook different because we don't want to eat the same thing and then fall into that boring meal and it's like, oh, I have to eat this, because there were times when I was just like, my lunch will sit there until 2.
Because you're like, no, I don't want to eat that again.
Right. And then whenever I have something good, I would eat it by 10 or 11. And now I have to make my 3 meals, bring my breakfast to work, have my lunch, and have my dinner. And ever since I did the challenge, I started preparing and making plans on the weekend on what time is more feasible so that I don't get bothered in the kitchen. Turn on my music and I just keep going. And
you make it fun almost for yourself. Like you make it something that you look forward to on the weekends, because it's kind of your time to just be like in your kitchen, listening to your music, just kind of doing your own thing, not being bothered by anybody. You've kind of made it almost an experience for yourself during the week. Do you find that that's probably helped you stick to that routine? Because it's something you kind of look forward to doing?
Yeah, sometimes I'm in the kitchen prepping and singing and nobody's in the kitchen bothering me. I have my space, and when I go grocery shopping, I take my time and see whatever's on sale, and nobody's pressuring me, or I don't have kids running around. I also try to make exercise fun. So when I work out at work, I turn on my music. Here is fun. So you have to find ways to make exercise fun, and when you're in the kitchen, make it fun as well. You have to. Or then it's not.
I like that. I think that that's something that a lot of people miss, is that they feel like it's such a chore versus like something that's really going to better your life, and that could be fun. And I think that that's another excuse you've gotten rid of, that, oh, it's boring, blah, blah, blah. You don't make things boring. Like you said, your workouts at work are fun because you listen to your music. Your being in the kitchen is fun because you can sing and dance and kind of have your own space. Being here is fun for you. So I think that's kind of taken the feeling of it being work out of it for you. You've really made all of these things a habit. They're like a staple in your life. It is just part of what Angelica does on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. This is just who you are now. And that doesn't happen overnight. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, this did not just poof appear. Like, this Angelica did. This took work, right? 2 years, the last 2 years of hard work and honing in these habits and honing in these skills and techniques that you've used. And you probably still don't feel like you're finished honing everything in yet, do you?
No, there's still a lot of work. I see myself in the mirror and I always see something, and it bothers me. And even though I made a lot of drastic changes, I always find something. I was like, no, I gotta work on it. I gotta work on it. And one of the things that I did is that I buy a smaller size of what I'm wearing now, and I set that as my goal.
That's awesome.
I don't care about what the scale says. If
how you
those
fit.
pants fit me in 2 months or 3 months or even for next summer, then I would feel satisfied.
That's a really cool thing to do. Some people do that and they have like, I like that you said, like, if I fit into it, you know, maybe next summer. It's like you set realistic expectations for yourself. Some people set very unrealistic expectations for their goals, and then when they don't hit them after 30 days, they quit. You're like, no, like I know this is gonna take me some time because it's taken me some time to get here, so I know it's gonna take me some time to get there, but you also know in your head that you can because you've come this far. So you have the motivation of knowing that you have all of the skills built that you need to get there, and you're patient enough to know that it's gonna take time, but you will get there. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
My husband actually challenged me. He says, okay, well, if you lose 20 pounds, I'll take you to Cancun. I go, oh, okay, well, you said it.
Don't test me.
No, actually, he thought that it was impossible because I had already lost 20. And he says, oh, she's not. And in no time, I lost it. And I said, okay, well.
And you guys went, didn't you? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we did.
That's awesome. That is so cool. That was good
nice.
motivation. Yeah, good motivation. This is great. This is something that I really wanted to talk to you, like I talked before the episode, was that this is the time of the year where people are kings and queens of excuses of not being able to come in the gym and not being able to get things done. And we wanted to bring you on the show not only to share your journey here with MP, but to really show people that even though you're a working mom, you have a family, you have kids, you have lots of things going on in your life too, you make zero excuses to get yourself in the gym, to eat healthy, and to still crush your goals even into the new year, even going through this busy time. And I really wanted to share that with our audience, and I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing that. If you could give one piece of advice to the Angelicas 2 years ago who are watching, so let's just say there's a lot of Angelicas that were you 2 years ago that are out there watching, sitting on their couch, scrolling through Facebook, watching this. What is the one piece of advice you would give them right now to get started?
I would say it's not too late. Love yourself. Do something. I thought I was happy, but like I said earlier, I'm happier now. And you'll be surprised that exercising, how it improves the quality of life. And it's just a great feeling.
Yeah. That's awesome. I like that advice. Well, thank you, Angelica, so much for coming and joining us today on this episode. I know that a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever your favorite places to listen to podcasts might be. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.